Why move to Texas?
Why not?
So many people have been asking us, why Texas? Hi, I'm Brenda Jackson. I'm a retirement specialist and I am retired and I am in the transition of changing our lives. With me is my husband, Leon Jackson.
Hey, everybody.
And we thought that we would share an insight from moving from Canada, being Canadian, Alberta, Canada, to the warmth of Texas. Or should I say, heat.
The heat, yeah. No kidding around here, no joking.
So there's so many reasons why we chose Texas, and it's not a decision that we made overnight. So we thought that we would share with you our experience. So let's narrow it down, Leon. It's been, we've talked about the reasons and why. What are the top 3 reasons why Texas?
Only 3.
Yes.
So there were several reasons, and as a family, we kind of narrowed it down to 3 categories. First one would be opportunity. There's so much more opportunity, in our opinion, in the state of Texas for our boys. We're looking more for their future down the road. The education system here is fantastic, from all experiences, and we'll go through that in a future video. So the education, beyond that, both kids are in athletics, in football, hockey, and yes, there is hockey here in the state of Texas, if you can believe it.
Yep.
So that was another driver. We didn't want to go to an area that had, there's football everywhere in Texas, but the kids really love hockey and love to play hockey, so we needed to search for an area that still had that opportunity for them. So beyond the school and the athletics, going into post-secondary school is huge too. There's so many schools. You would do a quick Google search and you would be surprised how many top quality universities there are in the state of Texas. And not just in the state. You apply to go outside of the state. There's thousands and thousands of post-secondary educational institutions that the kids could explore.
And they would cost a little bit more money if you go out of state, of course, but it's, which means more opportunities for a career after they're finished post-secondary at when we want to include all of that as well.
Yeah. So and then beyond the post-secondary for the kids, as Brenda mentioned, the careers. The economy in the state of Texas is tremendous. And it's so diverse. It's not, everyone thinks of Texas as the oil and gas capital of the states, which it is.
With cowboy hats and guns and the Western.
And that's not true, by the way. That stereotype is totally off.
Yeah.
But there's so many more Fortune 500 companies here in the state of Texas, especially in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Houston, and the city of San Antonio is really booming, really growing. So beyond post-secondary, for us as a family and making the decisions for our kids, the opportunities for them will be there. Number 2 reason is kind of more for me in a sense, coming from Alberta, which is again heavily oil and gas sector, but again the province of Alberta economy is diversifying too. So transitioning for me, being in the oil and gas sector in Alberta, it's an easy transition to coming down to the state of Texas. So that definitely helps in the transition, and it helped us in the decision-making process.
Yeah, and we should point out is that I am a dual citizen, which means that I'm a citizen of the U.S. because I was born here, as well as a citizen in Canada, which means that I have an opportunity to either live in Canada or the U.S., and if I decide to move into the U.S., it is a process, but we could be transition, and I can be the petitioner to bring my family to the U.S. Now, there's a few ways that you can make arrangements to move to the U.S., whether you are dual citizen or not. But we'll be talking about the options on a later video because that's going to take some time.
Yeah,
so
that's a whole new topic, a different topic altogether.
Especially if you're not just retiring, that if you still need to work or you're looking for a second career in that instance. So we thought I should say that. So sorry about interruption.
No,
So
that's fine.
What
That's
is number
fine.
3?
The third one, we didn't really narrow it down and give it a title like the first two were opportunity and employment. The third one is there's a whole combination of factors that we put together into one that we think were beneficial for us as a family. Number one is there's no state income tax here in the state of Texas, so that means a little more green in your pocket, which
More money,
which
honey.
you can never complain about. That being said, the standard of living we believe is higher here. We believe, and it's not just us coming up with this. There's actually studies that have been done that the standard of living is on the decline in Canada, unfortunately. So that was another driver. The competition here within businesses is so great that you're not only from getting a mortgage to getting your utilities to everything else, the competition is so great that your cost for everyday living, your utilities, your cable, your heat, your gas, all that kind of stuff is so much cheaper than it is in Canada.
Yeah, because of the competition.
Yeah.
But, looking at it from, you mentioned a mortgage, and that's going to be another topic that we'll be talking about. So it's important to subscribe. That way you have this in your feed,
Yes,
that getting
yes.
a mortgage, being Canadian, is not as easy
as
and not
you think.
simple,
Yeah.
because there's certain criteria that we do not fit. So,
And sorry to interrupt, but most people will not fit if you're coming from Canada.
yeah.
And there's reasons for that, and we'll go through that in a future video.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and it's things that we wish we knew in advance, and things that you can look for.
Yeah, 100%.
So, so we have the opportunities. So that's your number 3. So I'm
Yeah.
going to elaborate on Texas. One of my criteria, because I'm here to support Leon, because he's still in his career, in his prime, is that that he I needed to have heat. I needed the weather. So I didn't want the 40 below.
And we found it.
Well, yeah, especially being in Texas in July and August. It is hot, hence, have to wear cool clothes. But it's been, the weather is you have the heat, you have the warmth, and we do love it. We can't wait till winter comes. But another note to make is that we travel a lot, and it's more economical to travel throughout the U.S. and from the U.S.
Yeah,
And with the options.
Yeah.
And we just find that traveling within Canada and outside of Canada, you can get deals, but it's very far in between, and it seems to be the same places all the time. And at this age, we're looking for more of experiences when we travel.
100%.
So we narrowed it down to a few of them, but let's narrow down to Texas is a huge state. Let's not kid ourselves. We didn't realize how big it was.
No, and I believe there's 90% of the population of Canada is inside the state of Texas.
Yeah,
There's
it's
well
huge.
over 30 million people in the state of Texas, and it's huge. It takes 2 days to travel across it.
Yeah.
So.
And which we experienced. So,
Yeah, 100%.
in order for us to find a place to live, what did we do? We went on, on the airplane. We arrived in Houston. We went to Houston. We went to Dallas. We went to Austin, San Antonio, Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
And we went and did the full discovery. So before what we did is we contacted people that we knew that worked, or people that knew of people that worked there and transitioned.
Or had family here in the U.S. already.
Yes, which helped us tremendously with finding a realtor to help us in each hub where we went. So each city we had a realtor that knew the area, lived in the area, knew what was important to us, which we'll talk about on another video, as well as finding that right realtor, about what was important to us. So number one,
a lot of things. They sort of interrupt, but the realtors we had they were all fantastic.
Yes,
And like I said, we kind of narrowed it down to major hubs. We had a realtor in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, in Houston, and the surrounding areas. We also had a realtor in the San Antonio area, and we had contacts in the Corpus Christi area, as well as actually Austin as well. So what the realtors did for us was they provided stats, real-time stats or the most up-to-date stats of the school districts, the crime within the cities, within the different smaller cities, the size of the schools, all that kind of stuff that really helped. Other than driving through the communities to seeing if we liked the layout and stuff like that in the houses, they really provided detailed information that helped in our decision-making process.
Yeah, and I found that very useful. Like we even went to the schools and contacted schools and talked about the school districts. We've even met with hockey parents.
Yes,
Leon,
actually, that's right. Yeah,
you sat into the rink.
I came down here when I don't remember when we traveled here, but I took the time to go and witness some hockey games in Houston and the
Dallas.
Dallas-Fort Worth area, and just nuzzled my way in there and started talking to the parents to see how the programs were, just to help us again with that decision-making process when we were ultimately going to decide where we wanted to live.
Yeah, and it really helped us. So
absolutely, yeah.
And you know, by doing that exercise, it takes a little bit more time, but you feel more confident with the decisions that you've made.
Correct. Yeah.
So we found the perfect place. It's in between San Antonio and Austin in a new little area that's just booming called New Braunfels.
Yes.
And we just love it, otherwise known as Hill Country.
Yeah.
And we actually had someone even point us into this direction from Canada, and it was a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
So we look forward to sharing future videos with you. If you like this and find it beneficial, subscribe. If you have any questions, please comment below. We'd be happy to help you out and to guide you. We wish that we knew something we didn't know anybody.
No.
We watched lots of YouTube videos, but this is Canadians moving to the US and giving our insights. So till next time, I look forward to connecting to you. Are you happy with that? Do you want to try to do another one? Or no?
I think that was perfect.
Okay.